everyone, welcome back to another week of Wonder, I Wonder, come wonder with me. That's right, I Wonder. This is a series of videos where you ask the questions and I try my best to answer them as we wonder together. This week, our question comes from Cullen. Yeah, Cullen. Let's see what Cullen's wondering about.
Say hi, Allie.
Hey.
Okay, what's your question for Allie? You said, did Jesus do what?
Sorry.
Did Jesus dip his Sammy? So you're wondering if Jesus dipped his sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get Allie. Say thanks, Allie.
Okay.
Yes, Cullen, I love this question. Did Jesus dip his Sammies? But I'm also wondering, do you dip your Sammies? Raise your hand if you love to dip your Sammies. In soup, in sauce, in yogurt, in ice cream. Wow. Okay. Back to Jesus. So, first I was wondering, what kind of food did Jesus even eat? Because how can we imagine Jesus eating a sandwich if we don't even know what kinds of ingredients were in his kitchen? So, I looked it up in a book. And here's probably what Jesus' food plate looked like in first century Palestine. Jesus probably ate a lot of fruits like pomegranates, grapes, dates, and figs. He also probably ate a lot of grains like wheat and barley that he made into bread. As far as protein goes, he probably ate meats from fish, sheep, goats, and cows, and got his dairy from goat cheese and goat milk and cow milk. And did you know that Jesus didn't have a lot of vegetables around him? Those mostly grew in more marshy areas, like the Nile River in Egypt. So he mostly ate olives for vegetables. And he turned those olives into olive oil. Whoa! So let's play a game. I'm gonna put that picture back up on the screen. And let's see what kind of sandwiches we can imagine that Jesus might have made. When you think of one, go ahead and type it in the chat. And remember, no sandwich is off limits. Wowee! Those are some pretty fantastic sandwiches. Okay, so Jesus Sammies got it. But what did Jesus dip his Sammies into? Well, we've already talked about goat milk and cow milk. But do you know what else Jesus also drank a lot of? Wine! That's right. So Jesus lived in a climate that was perfect for growing grapes. Lots and lots and lots of grapes. Grape City! But do you know what there wasn't a lot of? Water! Jesus lived in a dry climate, so there wasn't a lot of water to go around for everyone. Because safe drinking water was hard to find, hard to carry, and hard to store safely. That's why wine was so important when Jesus was alive. The process of turning grapes into wine is called fermentation. And this made the wine safer to drink than water. But don't worry, this wine that Jesus drank wasn't like wine today. It was more like wine juice than wine. Can you think of any stories in the Bible when Jesus dipped bread into wine. That's right! Dun, 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 dun. The Last Supper. During the last meal Jesus ate with his friends before he died and came back to life, he broke a piece of bread and he said, "This is my body." And he took a cup of wine and he said, "This is my blood of the new covenant." He was using a metaphor here because it wasn't actually really his body and blood he was holding. And then, depending on which gospel story you read, Jesus dips his Sammy into the wine and shares it with his friends. Jesus did dip his Sammies! And you know what? That is why we dip our Sammies every Sunday when we do Eucharist. We are celebrating and remembering how Jesus died for us and for the whole world. And we are hoping and we are waiting for when Jesus finally comes back and finishes making all things right and all things new. So this morning, when we celebrate Eucharist together, you can practice dipping your Jesus Sammy or your Jesus cookie or your Jesus special treat. And you can remember how Jesus dipped his Sammies too. And you can also hope and pray for Jesus to make things right in our world. So here's my last question for you. What is one thing you can't wait for Jesus to make right in this world? Go ahead and share your answers in the chat. What is one thing you can't wait for Jesus to make right in the world? Wow. Thanks for sharing your hearts, everyone. And thank you, Colin, for asking such a great question. I sure loved wondering with you. And Charlotte did too. Thanks for wondering with me.